نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد بسم الله. Today we will inshallah do a summary of Surah Insan. So Surah Insan, it's a Makki surah, surah number 76, 31 ayats and 2 rukud. It means the human. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the creation of man in this surah from a meaningless drop of semen to a full-bodied individual. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. And that everyone has two paths in front of him. You can be grateful, and that could lead you to the abode of bliss, which is paradise, or you can disbelieve in the truth, and that will take you to the abode of misery, hell. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains and describes the characteristics of those servants who are obedient, righteous, and close to Him. يُوفُونَ بِالنَّذْرِ وَيَخَافُونَ يَوْمًا كَانَ شَرُّهُ مُسْتَطِيرًا. That they fulfill their vows and they fear that day which has lots of severity and punishment. وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا. And they feed those who are in need, even though they themselves are in need of that food. إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. And when they feed the needy and help others, they're not expecting any reward from others. Rather, this is only for the sake of the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّا نَخَافُ مِنْ رَبِّنَا يَوْمًا عَبُوسًا قَمْطَرِيرًا. And they fear their Lord for that day, which is going to be very difficult on disbelievers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the reality of afterlife in terms of blessings of paradise. So this surah, Surah Insan, has a lot of detail about the blessings of paradise. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes them to us so that we can understand the reality of it, that these are not hypothetical, they're actually real, and all these will be rewarded to those who believe the message. وَجَزَاهُمْ بِمَا صَبَرُوا جَنَّةً وَحَرِيرًا. And those who had showed patience, they will get Jannah, and they will get clothes of silk. مُتَّكِئِينَ فِيهَا عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ لَا يَرَوْنَ فِيهَا شَمْسًا وَلَا زَمْهَرِيرًا. And in Jannah, it's not going to be very cold or very hot. The temperature, the climate will be moderate and pleasant all the time. قَوَارِيرَ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described these special glasses that are made of silver. And they are so special that usually silver you cannot see through, but this type of silver is going to be so thin that you can see the drink inside those glasses, so they will be transparent. And قَدَّرُوهَا تَقْدِيرًا. And that the amount of drink in it is just going to be enough to fulfill and quench your thirst. It's not going to be more than that, so you have to overdrink, or less than that, that you have to refill. عَلِيَهُمْ ثِيَابُ سُنْدُسٍ خُضْرٌ وَاسْتَبْرَقٌ وَحُلُّوا أَسَاوِرَ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. And that the dwellers of paradise will get clothing made out of velvet and silk, and they will be given ornaments made out of silver and even gold, and that they will be given drinks by their Lord, pure drinks. So all of these are the blessings that are prepared by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hereafter for believers. The next thing we learn in this surah is patience in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and prohibition to follow sinners and disbelievers in our life here. فَاصْبِرْ لِحُكْمِ رَبِّكَ وَلَا تُطِعْ مِنْهُمْ آثِمًا أَوْ كَفُورًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also advises us to keep in regular remembrance of Him in the morning and in the evening. وَاذْكُرِ اسْمَ رَبِّكَ بُكْرَةً وَأَصِيلًا. And what we see is there's a tendency of disbelievers to love this word and be oblivious to the day of judgment. So they forget about the day of judgment when they have to give account of their deeds. إن هؤلاء يحبون العاجلة ويذرون وراءهم يوما ثقيلا. And finally, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will supersedes any human determination. So no matter what we want to do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will prevail. وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.